It's not something the police can fix. We will never fix this, and we shouldn't. This is a public health issue.
Spokane's police chief lays out the city's public safety goals for 2026. We'll explain Spokane's plan to improve police response times and help people experiencing homelessness. Plus, fans from Washington make their way down to Northern California for the Super Bowl. We'll find out what they're up to this week.
Temperatures will continue to climb this week, but each morning comes with a round of patchy fog here in the inland northwest.
Good evening. We're glad you're with us for the night report here on KREM 2 News. I'm Sydney Schofield. Spokane public safety agencies like the police department and regional emergency communications are making strides to prioritize community safety in 2026. KREM 2's Regan Gallo takes us inside the city's plans to keep you safe.
In a 6-part strategic plan, Spokane Police Chief Kevin Hall outlines the department's trends, goals, and accomplishments.
Take a look back over 2025, and we use our strategic plan as sort of a touchstone to see where we're at.
Some accomplishments: SPD response times are below the national average of 39 minutes, ranging from 5 to 28 minutes. From 2020 to 2025, overall use of force incidents are down by roughly 39%. Hall highlighted there were no deaths during use of force incidents in 2025. And after ranking third highest nationwide for shootings involving an officer in 2024, SPD marks 1 year without a single incident in February.
And that's the first time that's happened since 2008 for Spokane Police Department.
Hall emphasizes de-escalation training has played a pivotal role. Some goals SPD are working to address: reducing gun violence. Hall describes youth gun violence ages 16 to 24 is the main at-risk group. Investigating what's causing the crime rather than only responding to calls. Increasing community-based training to establish more public trust and deploy evidence-backed strategies. Finally, an update on the Safe and Accessible Spaces Ordinance.
I've heard a lot of positive comments about this, particularly by folks downtown, definitely by my own officers.
Chief Hall says compassionate policing has resulted in more than 1,400 documented interactions with people living on the streets. 265 people have accepted services, and 364 people have been navigated to shelter beds by the Navigation Center.
It is incredibly hard to stabilize somebody who does not have a house.
But Hall clarifies to Spokane City Council there is not enough housing for people to become stabilized and successfully engage in treatment.
It's not something the police can fix. We will never fix this, and we shouldn't. This is a public health issue that is better dealt with by public health officials, but we are constantly being asked to fix it.
You have reached Crime Check.
And Spokane Regional Emergency Communications, also known as SHREC, is also making progress.
It's going to help the calls get to where they need to get to faster.
By using AI technology, a new automated non-emergency call assistant will now answer Crime Check calls.
We answer 250,000 calls a year through Crime Check, and about 54% of those, if I'm looking at just 2025, actually need an immediate response.
Officials with SHREC say this change will serve the community more efficiently. For now, I'm reporting in Spokane, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
A judge sentenced a Meridian youth pastor to life in prison for the sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl. 25-year-old Isaiah Teague will serve a minimum of 20 years following a guilty plea to a felony charge of lewd and lascivious conduct with a minor. Teague was arrested last June after reports of conduct with a 14-year-old victim for more than a year. According to the prosecutor's office, Teague sexually assaulted the victim multiple times and threatened the victim as well, saying he could make her, quote, disappear if she told anyone about the abuse. Okay, let's take a break from the headlines now and head outside with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy, kind of warm for this time of year, but probably still cold at this point in the evening.
Yes, those temperatures are dropping quite rapidly. Check this out, though. 37 with the dew point at 37. To me, that's we're in the fog. However, we're not really seeing any fog around here. Temperatures falling back into the 30s, and with clear skies overhead, they are just going to keep falling. It is very likely that we do see fog by tomorrow morning because it is clear overhead, and most of what we see on the ground is still wet, especially if you make it over into grassy areas. Visibility likely going to drop down to about a quarter of a mile early tomorrow morning, but once again, by tomorrow afternoon, we'll see nice, clear skies across much of the inland northwest. Because of that, I think we have a chance of climbing into the upper 40s, 48 degrees tomorrow when the sun comes back out. Thursday looks similar now that we know we're in this foggy pattern, but we'll climb up to near 50 by the afternoon. Friday, mix of clouds and sun ahead of a weekend round of rain for much of the inland northwest.
Jeremy, thank you. It is time for your Night Beat with a quick look at today's top stories. We learned more today about Josuar Torres' release from an ICE processing center in Tacoma. He was held there for 7 months. Torres entered the U.S. in 2024 when he was granted paroled entry. Federal agents then detained him last summer, prompting nearly 2,000 protesters to take to the streets in Spokane. Documents showed the courts found that DHS violated his Fifth Amendment right to due process, as well as violating the Administrative Procedures Act. The courts also found DHS failed to provide evidence Torres was a flight risk or danger to the community. He is now returned to Spokane. Spokane County is closing down part of Bear Lake in Chattaroy because of vandalism. The park celebrated a grand reopening last May after quite a bit of work was done there. But now the county says the west side of the lake will be closed starting Thursday. It will stay closed until the start of park season in May. The east side of the lake will remain open for visitors. And the mountain lion we saw last night roaming the campus at Lewis Clark College in Lewiston was euthanized today. Idaho Fish and Game say there was no safe way to immobilize the mountain lion because of the area it was in. They said it's never an easy decision, but they said that they humanely euthanized the mountain lion early this morning. IDFG added that although rare, mountain lion sightings are not unheard of in Lewiston. They also remind anyone who encounters one to not run away. Instead, you should make yourself as large as possible and maintain eye contact while slowly backing away. That's it for your Night Beat. For more on any of these stories, head to our website, KREM.com. All right, don't go anywhere. Still ahead on KREM 2 News tonight. The Seahawks are already in the Bay Area for the Super Bowl. Find out how fans here in Spokane are getting in on the action. Plus, Nancy Guthrie, mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie, is still missing tonight. What we're learning about her abduction, that's coming up in just 2 minutes.